love, God, paradox, and the singularity. I would say that any expression of love ultimately is an expression of God, but when we try to love God, it becomes a love for the self. Whether it is the love for our family, for the earth, for whatever it might be, even things that we would consider to be detrimental or self-destructive, the love of money, pleasure, control, all those types of things. So it's as though love is what is connecting us to God, but the love for God is disconnecting us. It's very strange, because the idea of God is what destroys God. When it becomes an idol or a trinket or believed to be a thing that can be held in your hand, it then is undoubtedly eventually going to be lost. We lose things. We can't hang on to everything forever. So we lose the idea. It becomes something sacred and personal. Some make a claim for themselves to say they don't hold an idea of God. They choose to plainly and simply not believe, and that is their idea. And it becomes, in everybody's hand, a different idea called the same thing, or having no name at all. The only way that it can have no name is if it is not recognized. And when it is recognized, it becomes something that is considered. That's the illusion. But the illusion is paradox. All reality is asymmetry, dual paradoxical simultaneousness. It's an essence of mood and tone, and at the basis of it is intuitive symbolism. It's a fractal reality. You see an echo of all symbols throughout all things. One becomes, I believe, more capable of sensing the nature of reality the more that sensation is developed, because just using your senses to look is where it ends up being held in relativity, a point of consideration called an idea. So it's held in a mode of imagination. I believe this is why, amongst other reasons to be explained in symbolism, it is written that we are made in the image of God. Just as I was saying, the consideration of God is what places selfishness within the whole dynamic structure. And it must be that way. Which leads me into my next point. When we are tempted within our conscience, we still have a sense of that. Soon, I think humanity is going to very much lose this. We can already see it happening. The polarities are switching. We're approaching a point that I call the singularity. It's a great emergence where questions resolve and dissolve. The mind changes. The body changes along with the mind. And the earth changes along with this. All reality goes through a whole new condition that can't be explained now, just as things that didn't always exist now exist in order to be named. They couldn't even be fathomed until they came into a point of consideration. So we have within us a pressure. We are extremely sensitive. We are all made in the image. How this is to be thought of is as though we have fallen, but remembering that this is asymmetry, the fall is the rise. So the only way that within this dreamlike reality, this elusive nature of reality where we are in one aspect lucid and in the other asleep, we consider one state waking day and the other sleeping night. We remain awake and conscious and active, but in a different state of awareness. That state of awareness can only be considered after the one who is sleeping wakes up again to the day. I'm explaining this so that the symbolism embedded within it can be understood. So it's only upon the pressures of the heart within conscience, shaped by mind, in this selfish state of balance between how we move and what we desire and what we want and what we do, how we become in such a manner of thinking that we move with a particular aim, a certain intention. Like those who hold the stone in their hand, it's very particular to each individual. It can be thought of like a star, and by the one, the infinite many. So again, like I'm trying to explain, it's only under the condition of this pressure, conscience, awareness, mind, our cognitive faculties in operation, enduring pain, enduring the swaying of the pendulum, that gives us our internal aspirations or inspirations. This is the only place that we can find choice. If there were no true pressure or consequence or pain, although the work is already done, the feeling of free will would dissolve. Can you imagine going to the gym and exercising and never feeling as though what you were lifting was heavy? Do you think you'd leave the gym with the results you would get if you lifted something heavy? That's the whole reason you're there. This reality is a place to be tested because there's a question. And when this is divine, the question and the answer is the same because it's an aspect of the self that is mind, that is the all, that is the one. That is what stands for the good, where we find contrast, a balance. Notice this world is very fixated and stuck on thinking in one side or the other without taking in the full encompassment. Both are necessary. All is necessary. Of course it is. It's a formula. You can almost think of it like cooking. You have to put all the proper ingredients in at the right time, in the right proportion, and in the right grade. If you miss something, it doesn't work. If you don't understand what I mean, it becomes just another mental construct, like a program. But this is on another level. It's outside of substance. It's etherical, like water. Solid, liquid, gas. Mineral. Vegetable. Animal. Man. And then what I call, from what we've learned, the overman, the place of the abode of wisdom, held above the heart, where wisdom looks down to the heart. We have our understanding, which is upside down and backwards. And from that we have above the heart wisdom, which is backwards and inside out. And when we put this straight, we find singularity. After all of this time and all of this pressure and all of these different lives, if we want to think of it that way, because there's only one water with many drops of rain, the rain will come again and their identity eventually will fade into mist. But the water still remains. And it contains every point that was once a drop with a name within itself infinitely. Always think in terms of symbolism, because nothing can truly be spoken of here by words indefinitely. There is no truth here, and that statement is self-defeating for a reason. Because just as we were speaking of wisdom, that is exactly what we hold here, in the head above the heart, where nothing is separated. I believe that is how the discourse of the coming and goings of humanity endures. Its placement in time is like water, like rain. Brainstorm. Synapses. Lightning. Thunder. Vibration. Pressure. Birth. Enlightenment. Awareness. Awareness beyond awareness can't be called awareness anymore, but it's greater. The awareness within silence is not the same as the awareness filled with words. We are approaching the singularity. I've been spending a lot of time lately because I feel like I'm running out of things to even entertain myself with when I go on YouTube. Everything feels controlled and chaotic. I'm tired of it. I started watching people who put together compilations of short videos. Some of it is interesting. I don't like UFO videos. I don't believe in UFOs or aliens. I don't believe in ghosts, so I don't watch that. I spend a lot of time clicking past things I don't pay attention to because what you're hearing are people hyped up on their own ego and ignorance, trying to make one steady point that might give meaning to everything else they say. Nobody really knows what they're talking about. Not really. There might be a few people who make good points, and that's good, but for the most part what I'm seeing is superstition and fanaticism. Repeating the same thing so many times that you can't think any other way, until believing what you've said becomes the only option. I've seen this happen to myself, and I broke those chains when I was younger. I notice it now even. That's why I'm always seeking within, always asking questions as deep as possible. I'm doing this on Earth on almost a daily basis. Some days I take a break, but it's a practice. I just notice a lot of people talking in ways that I think it's time we grow past now. Stop being so fanatical and so sure that you know what a demon is and what Jesus is all the time. I don't have anything against Jesus, just the way people talk about it. It becomes fear-mongering, secret hate, doomsday thinking. Everything is the devil. Everything is a demon. It becomes paranoid. I don't like to see that. I understand that perfection produces perfection. The work is already done. I'm not going to go and tell anybody what to do. But when I'm going through my own experience and I compare myself to other things and I feel it, I think to myself, like a father would think toward a child, this is not the right way to think or the right way to do things. After that, I remember everybody has to go through what they have to go through. They're getting exactly what they should have, no matter how bad it is or how good it is. And we let it be. If there is something that can be done and you're in the right time, in the right moment, then that's what occurs. That's what was supposed to happen. If you think about it, really the only thing that can't happen is what doesn't happen. And that's what we're thankful for. So as much freedom as we might think we have, as we move around and make choices and imagine a future, it's already done. It's amazing. It's a paradox. It's divine to me. It's utterly amazing. Because you really can't talk about it, but then all you can do is talk about it. Everything has this paradoxical way of being and not being, becoming an idea, becoming relative, becoming babble. I feel like I'm growing, and I can see it when I look further back and remember how I used to be. It humbles you. You remember that you know nothing. You came into this world naked, and naked you will leave. You're not taking anything with you. Not your memories, not your guilt, not whatever burdens you think you have. It's amazing. And then when you see how everything is positioned and placed within the world, it really gives you a chance to think. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say right now. Amen. Let it be so.